You guys got me. Right here, back. Right here, kid.
Oh gosh, it's so fun. I mean, I feel like Vegas is the perfect home to like kind of help launch this movie, and it's been so fun. CinemaCon is so fun. It's my first time, and just being back with this cast and crew, it's always so fun. I mean, this is the first time I've ever been a lead in something, in a movie, in fact, and Audrey's a lawyer. She's adopted, and she grew up in a very white community, and she's extremely good at what she does, and she's kind of thrown into a wild adventure with her best friends of trying to figure out who she really is and who she wants to be. And I think it was really fun because I kind of personally found my own voice throughout that as well, and it was the journey very much mirrored stuff that I was going through in my real life, and that's always really rewarding as an actor. Oh, this was the most fun group to shoot with. We were family instantly, and everything. We were on set together all the time, and then we'd be off set together all the time. I think I fell asleep on the couches of Sherry, Sabrina, and Stephanie all at one point during filming, and we're just very close. It was so comfortable and so supportive the entire time.
And then to the center, please. And then next to me, right here, please.
And to your right a little bit. Perfect. Lovely.
That's all we want. Joyride is funny first, and we just happen to be Asian. It happens to be historical. It happens to be unapologetic and never been done. But it's funny first. I mean, it was just comedy through and through, just even trying to keep it together during some of the scenes. You can imagine, like, we were just giggling from start to finish, and just the bond we created, as the 4 cast members, and also with our producers and writers and Adele. Like, it's just something that we all experienced for the first time together. And that's already special in itself. So I think it's going to show on the screen the chemistry we had on and off. And I just can't wait. It's raunchy. You've never seen these faces raunchy. Lolo is messy. She's in your face. She says the darnest things, which is such a breath of fresh air because, Asian women often are stereotyped to be silent and, sweep things under the rug. Lolo does not give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, she'll tell it how it is, and she'll be provocative, and she wants to rock the boat, and I think that's really special. I mean, there's obviously a balance, but to see a character like that is very, it's really cool. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I feel like this movie is a great fit for Vegas. Like, it's a fun, no offense to Vegas, dirty movie. Yeah, and it's just like, it's a party over here. So yeah, of course. I've said it before. I'll say it again. My character is a sex icon. Have you heard of Timothée Chalamet or Brad Pitt, or do you know what I'm saying? That's sort of me, but better. And but apart from that, my character is like, has a big heart, loves K-pop, and is just like trying to find their people. Yeah. Oh, I mean, everyone is just fun and real, and like, we all hang out a ton outside of set, and it was just fun to feel like I'm like with family,
Oh, this is tremendous because it's one of the first audiences that are going to get to see the movie, and we love how it plays, and we've been working on this for so long. We cannot wait to share it with everyone. This all came about because my friends Teresa and I were just talking about like our insane, nasty, thirsty ass girlfriends and cracking each other up, and which we do all the time. And we thought, like, we're all writers, like, let's make a movie that we wish we had when we were growing up. And that's what we set out to do. And so it really wasn't about the project finding me. It was us really coming up with it and rolling with it, and being so excited that Point Grey and Lionsgate saw the movie that we did. The most fun part is like working with your best friends and, putting the cast together, and seeing the chemistry on screen. Magic. It was surreal. So Ashley Park's like total star has been like, you know, doing her thing on Broadway. Steph Shu we were familiar with. She was on Awkwafina Nora from Queens. I knew her from Marvel's Mrs. Maisel. Sherry Cola, again, for those of you who don't know, you are not ready for Sherry Cola. I saw her open for Ronnie Chang, and she just blew the roof off the place. And, you know, rounding it all out is Sabrina Wu, who we snatched from the cradle, essentially. They're this amazing comedic genius, and we are so lucky to have found them for the role of Deadeye. And so they met each other, and you would think that they've known each other for a decade. So the chemistry that they have together, you really see that on screen. It's kind of fantastic. Jordan is one of those movies that you want to grab all your friends, go out there and just scream at the screen and just feel the vibes of it. Having seen it in a couple of test screenings, the energy off of that is tremendous. It's so wonderful, especially after the pandemic, to be able to go out and have a shared amazing experience with people and just laugh your ass off.
And then to this photo right here.
Amazing. I think the key word really is sharing. We've been working on it, you know, so long, and we're so proud of it, but being able to see it with an audience of hundreds and hundreds of people all reacting and laughing and crying all at once is always amazing. This story about friendship was literally born out of our friendship. Teresa and Adele and I would just sit around at restaurants or at Adele's house just talking, you know, what's a movie that we would want to see? And then thinking, what's a story we want to tell? And then thinking, should we just write it and see what happens? And then lo and behold, we wrote it, and it turned out someone wanted to make it. So we feel very lucky that that happened. It was amazing. It was completely one of those things where we've put the characters on paper, the words are on paper, and then when we actually got our actors in there and they started bringing it all to life, it was so much better than we ever could have imagined. They are all hilarious. They all improvise things at various times, whether it was even in their audition tapes or just on set that wound up in the movie. They just took our script and made everything about it better and funnier. Most fun part, listen, we were work hard, play hard. We all stayed in the same building. Maybe we wrap late on a Friday night, but maybe we come home and then maybe we like stay up and we're all hanging out together again. So the most fun part was definitely the friendships that we made.
To this, everybody to the center again.
And right here, one last one.
And then everybody to the center, please.
So exciting. I think this is a perfect Vegas movie. There's debauchery and fun and raunchiness, and I think that's kind of what Vegas is all about. I think that's the most exciting thing, is that this movie really is about friendship, and it was born out of a place of friendship. And so, you know, when we first came up with the movie, we weren't like, oh, someone's actually going to make this movie. We were just trying to crack each other up. And the fact that now, you know, through Point Grey and through Lionsgate, for them to believe in us and be like, oh, we actually want to share this movie with the world. We're like, what? Excuse me? That doesn't normally happen. And so we're really excited. I mean, the cast is incredible. They're amazing. They brought so much of their own personalities into the characters. And a lot of times, you know, we had one version of the character, and then we saw, you know, Stephanie do something. We're like, oh, actually, Kat's so much funnier than we ever realized. And same thing with everyone. They're so unique. They're so funny. And they just bring so much humanity to the characters. They really make them grounded in ways that it's really nice, especially with this kind of big, insane comedy, to actually be able to feel for the characters too. Like, that's all the actors. Wow, every day was an adventure, for sure. You know, the most fun part was honestly just being able to do it with the friends and, you know, think of the craziest things and be like, well, that's crazy, right? Like, we can't actually do that. And then being like, oh wait, we can actually do that. Someone is literally out there searching for, you know, basketballs and things that, you know, not to give away too many spoilers, you know, applying makeup on tattoo, things like that that are really fun, and you're like, wow, just to be able to see it all come to fruition is so great.
You know, at a time where I think a lot of people like writing articles and think pieces about how like theatrical comedy is maybe struggling, like I honestly like don't think that's true anymore. And there's been a lot of comedies that have done well recently, and I think people will see this movie in a room full of thousands of other people, and they'll all laugh together, and they'll see like, no, this is exactly the experience people are looking for when they come to a movie theater. You know,
it's honestly, I mean, there's a lot of things about it that are unique and special, but to me, the fact that it's a
funny, laugh out loud movie that has a great emotional story, great resonance, great characters. Like, to me, that is like the bullseye. And when we make a movie like that, it tends to work. It tends to stand the test of time. Years and years later, people tend to like them and watch them and laugh at them. And it's not even something people are really even trying to do that much of anymore. So, you know, as people that can do it, it's something we feel like we should keep doing. Cast is so funny. They're all amazing. And I think it's a good mix of a few people that people are familiar with. You know, Stephanie, obviously, and people get to discover new people. And I think with our comedies, especially, you know, when we made Superbad, no one really knew who Michael or Jonah was, and we made Knocked Up, no one knew who me or my friends were. And I think something audiences really love is the feeling of kind of being in on discovering new comedians and new comedic actors. And this movie has a lot of that. Yeah.